AoE, and he is very good defensively against Eclipse and Dragon Knight, but looks like they are more comfortable with the Bane. Kunkka provides a ton of AoE for team fights too, so that is something that Bane lacks. So I think it's a pretty good pickup. I have seen Havos play it on occasion.
Yeah, and they can. It's also to see how they can fight a lot. And you actually look at Navi's. The longest cooldown they have is what, Fiend's Grip probably, which isn't that bad.
So Fnatic's going with the tried and true, Dragon Knight, Venno, Navi going with something say Kunkka and Invoker on the same team. I don't
Be introduced now, and of course that was the crowd cheering for Navi. So we'll start with them. We'll start with the hometown boys. It's going to be Funnick handling the Clockwork, Puppy on the Bane, Kuroki taking up the reins of the Visage. Not going to be a Puppy Visage today, and I gotta say, based on yesterday's performance, I do think Kuroki's Visage is better. Dendi the Invoker, and Havos the Kunkka.
Yeah, Kuroki usually plays the Visage.
Yeah, he's more used to it.
And Fnatic, we see Fly on the support Crystal Beta and Trixie on the solo Darkseer, Hani, solo mid on the Dragon Knight, pulled a couple of tangos, No Tail, all supported up. He has a smoke on him on the Venomancer and Era on the carry Luna. We saw Navi go with very early smoke gank into the offensive tri lane, but it looks like they won't be doing that this time. Invoker, probably the weakest hero at level 1, so I don't really blame them.
Yeah, and I mean, the rest heroes aren't amazing at level 1. Clockwork's okay, Kunkka's okay, so neither team looking to get aggressive here early on. Fnatic going defensive tri lane, and for Navi it appears they will be doing the same as well. Or maybe dual lanes or roaming of some kind, but definitely nobody going aggressive early on. So it'll be a passive opening, but as we head towards the mid game, once Navi get their level 6 on most of these core heroes and even the supports, that's when Navi will look to start fighting, start split pushing more, and getting more aggressive around the map.
They don't need to fight though. I think the pressure is more on Fnatic to do so. I think Kunkka can like one-shot a team, I guess, if you get like sufficient farm. Luna's like decent, and she has Eclipse too, but I think the BKBs are going to be really important for Fnatic, so they may look for BKBs on Luna and DK before they start pushing. On the side of Navi, they don't really need BKBs to start fighting too, so we may see Navi pressure Fnatic before they get their BKBs, or we may see Fnatic just utilize their strong pushing lineup to limit Navi's farm.
And the one thing Fnatic does have the edge in is in their ability to flash farm in the jungle, especially once Dragon Knight hits level 2, Luna gets some points of glaives, and even Darkseer, the one thing he excels at as an offlaner is farming, whereas you look at something like Clockwork, he's not going to be able to keep up in the mid game. So Fnatic could try and take this game simply by basically snowballing a gold advantage.
Trixie doesn't have Surge at level 1. He actually already skilled Ion Shell, but he did have a good block, so the range creep won't be ending up dying first. And if he had gone out, I'm pretty sure he would have died, especially with Puppy having a DD.
Well, both actually auto-attacking the wave, and I guess preparing for the double pull through here. Although Kuro's kind of missed the pull, so this lane's gonna push.
Yep.
That's a lot. Interesting that he would be aggressively auto-attacking it as well.
Yeah, that's something that you don't see very often. And Trixie's going to get a real easy level 2. I think that's the hardest time for Darkseer, like in between 1 and 2, because if you get Surge at level 1, you're not going to get any creep kills, and you can't really get experience. And
this tri-lane can definitely kill him.
They can kill him very easily.
Sleep, Torrent, and then follow up with the Soul Assumption. That is an easy first blood.
Yeah.
Looking at the... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You can just Grave Chill him too and just sleep him as soon as he surges, and then he's going to die too. So Trixie's be able to survive.
And looking at the other offlane, this Clockwork offlane, a Luna as well as a Venno, not as scary of a dual lane early on for first blood, and can always just cog the creeps, bring them back. The one option for Trixie here is just to go woods and abandon the offlane, but so far trying to keep some pressure on Havos. Not really working that well. Havos 8-3, his CS is not suffering, so maybe Trixie should just go woods.
Honey's doing really well mid too, 11-1 compared to 8-1 on Invoker. Invoker going with the Quaz Exhort build, 1 point in each already with the Force Spirits and the Gun Strike in case they want to go for an early kill. There's the haste.
That's the other we didn't mention, and this is a big haste run for him. Easy level 2. Unless Navi catch him with a perfect combo, but I don't think they have the burst yet. The Visage is only level 1 and has gone for Grave Chill like you mentioned.
Yeah, Pixie needs level 2 like ASAP though. He's hurting compared to Funnick. Funnick doing a little bit of creep pulling of his own.
Yeah, the key is really the offlaners for this game. Mid, I'm like you said, Hani's doing really well, but the matchup gets harder as Invoker levels. Once you're level 6, it gets a bit easier, I suppose, but just
and it also depends on the runes too, if Hani gets any.
Yeah, so far it was just the one haste for techies, who has it level 2 now in the offlane, and, well, it's a slow one early on, Ben. Nobody looking to get aggressive, except for Hani, who's just strutting up on Dendi here mid.
Trixie trying to leech some experience from the neutral creeps. In terms of CS, both carries relatively even, 16 and 5 for Kunkka, 15 and 6 for the Luna, and then we see both mids relatively equal too.
So Trixie does abandon the offlane. He heads jungle, he heads woods, and he should. I mean, this is just the unfortunate thing really about Navi having the better defensive tri-lane to punish the offlaner, and Clockwork also just being better at getting levels. And on that note, smoke of the game. Navi are going to get aggressive. They'll look for a first.
I think Trixie probably should have left earlier.
Yeah, he took a while to decide to leave. I mean, that's 2 stacks in the jungle that he missed. Was this team actually stacking for him?
His team was stacking for him.
Okay, so you didn't miss too much then. And they're wrapping around now. Hani. This could be our first blood for Navi. Puppy lurking. He's going to go right in. There's your sleep to set it up. The follow-up could be there. The cold snap, the sunstrike. No, he's still got the sunstrike available. Hani dropping fast here. Kuro doing a lot of damage. Soul Assumption comes through. First blood for Navi. He won the woods. They might get 2 here. They found Fly. Funix isolated him. Not done yet. The Cogs come through, but the Gale as well. Who's going to drop first? Trixie joins. Sunstrike comes in. See ya, Fly. 2-0. Funix should perish here on the return. Maybe not. Kuro strutting up, so too is Puppy. 2-0, and they get out. Great movement early on from Navi.
I'm surprised that Hani didn't stun the Venomancer. He was like standing right next to him, but he didn't stun. Maybe if he like fogs the Soul Assumption, that maybe he gets away. But that was a very well executed gank by Navi, and that's the thing about Dark. Like as soon as you go to the jungle, their supports will roam.
And you mean the Visage?
Visage, yeah.
Well, Hani ends up going down, and yeah, like you said, Navi a team that loves to roam, and it was the second that they saw Trixie leaving the lane, or sensing that he wasn't there. They said, let's go gank, and very strong early roaming for them. Fnatic have the ability to roam, have not chosen to do it yet, and now they'll make their first move of the game, rotating through the top river, storming towards mid, getting ready to go on Dendi here, but Dendi, great positioning. Well, not so great now. Now he's caught. Dendi should go down here. There's your Nova. He does Ghost Walk, but sentries are there. They're ready. Dendi down. 2-1 your score. Great return kill from Fnatic.
Yeah, that's a very important kill for them.
And now they can transition into a lot of tower damage. This is the power of a Dragon Knight.
Yeah, he's still really low level though. He can come back pretty early. Havos is actually going for an early Midas too. He's going for the 1-2-2 build.
Midas 2 and X rush. This is definitely not something you see very often.
Yeah, I think he can get away with it.
There was one game in Star Ladder. It was like I don't think it was a major match. It was just a group stage game, but where we actually saw a Battle Fury rush on Kunkka. Something you normally only see in pubs. But here comes the wraparound. Fnatic looking for the ward to start. Now the Gale to follow. Flies found him. One Frostbite. Funnick will go down, but the Cogs keeping him out. The ward not doing enough damage. He's going to live. What a cog from Funnick. Maybe not. One more right click. He's low. He's low. But he bottles up. And he will live.
That
great cogs. Great hero to dodge that gank.
No Tail got hit by one of the corner cogs though. He was trying to run around it, but just barely got hit by it.
Fly could not get in range for Frostbite. That was really unfortunate. They also rotated there. They were expecting to get that kill and take the tower, but without the kill, the tower, even if it falls, not going to fall very quickly here. Now the boat, Torrent, X, all of it thrown out at Trixie bottom lane, but he runs south. He dodges the boat. Not going to matter. Still going down. And the Midas is online for both. It's been online for 40 seconds. Be top. They also find a kill. They bring down Luna, and the trade there is the Clockwork and Funnick.
Killing the Luna is really important for Navi right now because Honey's already died. All they need to do is keep Luna down. And they can just delay Fnatic's 5-man for a while and then farm it up with the Mus on Kunkka. And it looks like Navi may actually take the first tower of the game on bottom lane.
It seems like Navi's playing greedier here, going for the early Midas on the Kunkka especially, and Dendi will probably, well actually maybe he's rushing Force Staff. He does tend to skip Midas more than other Invoker players, I would say.
Yep. The way the pace of the game is going, though, and with the early lead that Navi has, they can get away with it. They're not scared of the push.
I would like to see a Midas as well from Dendi, but yeah. You can't argue with Force Staff or anything.
They see the Obs ward on top, Puppy, Smokes, and D wards.
And now Funnick's here. This could be easily 2 supports dead. Uh-oh.
Funnick's in 6.
Puppy trying to bait here. Now Funnick, it's been revealed. Oh, he needs 1 creep for it. Now he has it. Will he dive? No. That was unfortunate, really. I thought he was 6. That was a weird time to smoke right before he hits it. Maybe I thought Puppy would be able to kill that creep in time, but gets revealed and won't amount to too much.
Yep, maybe they thought that the supports were going to roam mid and get an easy kill on Arrow without his Eclipse.
Also, not only did Arrow die, but he used Eclipse, yeah. And here we go, hook shot in from Funnick, but slightly off the mark. Now he gets scaled. He'd be in a lot of trouble. Arrow running into the cogs yet again. But Lucid Beam's there. They surge him up. Ion Shell deployed. Will they dive? Sunstrike comes through. Hits him, but not enough follow-up. And meanwhile, mid, they try to make a go as well, but Dendi, the power of the Forge Spirit draws the creep way off the tower, and now the push is really delayed. But in comes Savos, struts up, boat, turret, all of it thrown out, and Hani probably going down here. The boat's going to connect, even with the cold snap. Isn't enough damage. One more right click, he goes down.
This is nice rotation from Havos is one of the more aggressive carry players, and that was just perfect timing for that. Being able to prevent Fnatic from getting any tower in the first like 12 to 15 minutes of the game is going to prove to be incredibly useful if they play this greedily. You know, it's funny, we said it might be a passive laning stage, but definitely be aggressive mid-game, and it seems the mid-games come a bit earlier, right as everyone starts to hit level. And speaking of key levels, we should probably actually check the hero level chart. All of the core heroes on Navi are level 6 right now, and they have a big experience advantage here. 2,500, level 7 Visage. In comes Hani, but no boat here, so Navi won't look to contest. And they get the tower. First tower to Navi. That's very important for their lineup. This is very bad for Fnatic, too. If they're not taking any towers down, they're going to fall really far behind. And their lineup should be taking early towers, but they just can't seem to do it. They try and go to Vost here, but he's pretty tanky. He's boat. Gale coming through as well. The Sunstrike's there and flying, not dead just yet. One more cleave, bring them down with Kuroki assistance. There's your soul assumption. And Hani may die as well. Kuro's going to get a double kill here, and now it might be 3 down. Oh, this is bad for Fnatic. This is very bad. 8-4. 3 for 1. Not a trade that Fnatic won. Yeah, they are just falling apart. Not done yet. They're going to find the Luna here. Top. It's going to be a 4-4. No! Ira turns it around. Lucid Beam and stick charges. Great reactions there. And a much-needed turnaround. Sunstrike! Oh! It took him that long to kill a Kunkka. Just out shield and a Midas and Magic 1 too. This is very, very bad for Fnatic. They need to start taking towers. They need to start grouping up. They also need a mech out on Darkseid, but he's also going for a greedy build himself. He's going for the Midas. It's a fairly late Midas as well. He did back off for bottle, which is definitely delaying it a bit, but yeah, Trixie, a late Midas. I mean, their lineup does go pretty late, but nobody else is being greedy on this lineup, just the Darkseer. And they need to be on the same page, either all taking towers together or all greedy together so they can out-greed. And they're kind of doing a little bit both, but we'll see how it pans out. As for Navi, great start, and you know, it's like we talked about, they can fight often. Feed script almost cooled down now. The boat always ready, pretty much, and I imagine Navi's just going to continue to pick these fights. They don't need to sit back and farm. They certainly can, but every time Fiend's Grip and Hookshot are up, I mean, that's an opportunity for an easy kill. Yep. Fnatic looks like they may be starting to group up right now. They know that this early game is just not going their way. 3,000 or experience lead for Navi, same with the gold lead, and it's just their strength of their lineup. If they're not taking towers early, they're not utilizing the strength of their lineup. And if they wanted to play greedy, Dragon Knight is not necessarily the pick for that. Sunshik is into the Roche pit, just scouting to see if Fnatic is trying to sneak it. And they can Roche, although it would not be that quick at this stage of the game, but not doing it. Navi grouping up mid, sensing that this is the time for them to get a civic. They're from uphill. Oh boy. Arrow spots him out. Should be able to retreat. There was a Fiend's Grip there, but that was not the best time to engage. It was important for them not to get wrapped around. But by the way, not a great time for Navi to fight because Funnick does not have TP gold and is trying to fight up top right now. Yeah, it was smart by Puppy though. If they engage with a Venomancer Gale or just a Surge Dragon Knight and get a stun with a wraparound and Eclipse, it's pretty easy team fight win for Fnatic. Yeah, 2-3 heroes dead at that point. So even though he got his smoke revealed, it was still important information. Uh-oh. They're looking to make a go here on the top lane. Puppy comes in, but he can't get a range for a Fiend's Grip. Hookshotting that is suicide, and they will not go for it. Wisely, they back off. Yeah, now they're just going to pressure mid, though, as soon as that TP happens. Look at this. 5 heroes rotate top. They want to take their first tower of the game, and it's well overdue, but I don't know if they're going to get it. There's a Glyph for Navi. They've got a great tower defense lineup, especially having the Invoker. Dendi has 1 point in Wex already, which means he's got access to the big They know there's smoke. They know there's smoke. There was an Invis rune here. He had it scouted out with the Force Spirit, and someone just picked it up, and it just disappeared. So a lot of
of time from Fnatic at this point.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they take this tower. They may take this tier 1, but Na'Vi already marshalling the defense. 4 heroes rotate top. The lone hero who's not is a vods. He backs off for treads, a bracer, and this is a very tanky Kunkka. Normally you see fizz boots, but going treads means, especially with the boat, he's going to be very hard to bring down.
Na'Vi was expecting a smoking from this direction though, since they knew that they were smoked, but Fnatic not going that route. That would have been very risky too. Although it's slightly okay, slightly better for Fnatic to take fights outside of creeps because of Eclipse, but they have a few summons. They have the boat to tank through it, although Havos is not even there.
He's just AFK farming bottom. And, getting the Shadow Blade will probably be the key item for him so he can initiate the fights, because, I mean, they have good initiation, but it just gives them a very low cooldown one. Every time you've got X torn up, you could go. But we'll see what he goes for.
Just going drums, I think.
Well, yeah. Drums first, probably, since he got the bracer. We'll have to wait and see. Na'Vi group up top. It's their turn to push, and Fnatic now trailing by 4,000 gold, and none of their key teamfight items are up yet. Mech is not coming. Uh-oh, Hani's low bottom. Could go down here. No. Sunstrike? Already used. Not going to be enough damage.
And now the pressure to tower. They know
they go in bottom lane. They've got an Eclipse. Havos will go down. But defensively set by Puppey. Now the grip on Hani. He's turning it around. Havos lives, but finally goes down. Era, can he get the double kill here? This Bane is too strong. Is he going to fall? One more Lucid Beam. Yes, he will. Not strong enough. Sunstrike. Oh boy.
Tricks on top.
Meanwhile, top lane, they have gone in as well, and they bring down Trixie's Darkseer. Dies again. He just got his Midas, but he pays with his life. And now Na'Vi's second tower of the game. Will there be a trade here? Nothing for Fnatic. They don't get the tower. Oh, this is bad. Bad for Fnatic once again. Unless they take this tier 1 mid. But they won't. They're just not able to get towers off of these fights, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's always just something that's off that's happening to them.
It looks like it will actually go down, but Kuro may be able to deny this. This will be a big deny if he pulls it up. Nova thrown out of the creeps. He's waiting, and he won't get it. Tower last hit goes to Fnatic. They really needed that gold.
Yeah, first tower of the game for them, though. The Darkseer pick has just not really been working out for them, too. I'm not exactly sure why they picked it, because I don't think their team fight was lacking that much before.
And we still have not seen Darkseer really contribute at all to this game, and it's just the nature of the hero. Generally, he's not going to do much until the 15 to 20 minute mark.
Yeah.
It's going to be longer because of the Midas.
And he's not even going to have his mech yet until 20. But here goes the Roshan. But there's just spam pinging coming out from Na'Vi. They know. They know what's up.
This is not a good place to fight.
This is what Fnatic always does, though. That when they're behind, they try and go for a Roshan attempt. And it's very, very predictable.
And there's an X-Torn boat here. This could be bad. Fnatic, if they clump up now. Oh no, Era almost ran into it. The boat's going to connect No-Del. He's low, but he's not dead. He gets surged and will survive.
Era's trapped in the pit, though.
Oh no. Low. Puppey's trying to bring him down. The Familiars are working on him as well. Era, Lucent Beam, stands ground, won't live though. Funnick blasts it off Puppey. Still being by Roche. Roche has no mercy. 2 for 1 so far, and they're looking for more. Torrent bot 2! Havos delivers. Big Torrent from him. The Admiral in the clutch. Still standing strong, bring down another. That's 4 heroes dead. Make it 5. Hani's trapped, surrounded. The Dragon is no match for the birds. They keep on working on him. The Torrent, will he connect? Nope. Yep, nope. Slightly off the mark. I don't think it's going to matter though. 4 step forward, but Dendi frostbitten. Stun held in position. They bring the Crystal Maiden down. Not quite the team wipe, but very close. Oh boy, he almost connects on Hani.
Very nice movement from Hani there.
But still another bad fight for Fnatic, and just too risky. Really too risky to be forcing that.
Yeah, they needed I think a wall of wards up the hill.
They didn't even have Eclipse in that fight. It was on cooldown.
Yeah, Arrow was just locked in the pit by himself. So they need a wall of wards so that Na'Vi can't actually run into the pit. Puppey was just in the pit, locked there with Arrow. Yeah,
rampaging around with the Fisted Familiars.
Yeah, he just didn't really care. Fnatic cannot get in that position though, but that was also a nice initiation from Kunkka, splitting them up. Arrow onto the left side, and all the people on the right side had to go right because they had to touch the boat.
Fnatic go back in now. This time they have a medallion. It will be a bit quicker, and they might get this Roche.
They have a Eclipse too.
If they get it, if it was a 4 for 2 and they get it, I think it's worth it. But if they give up a bunch of kills to take this, not worth it. Funnick's going to go for the Roshan steal. It's low. Can he hook it? Nope. Not gonna try.
They're also still really far away from their BKBs. Dragon Knight and and Luna both only have their ogre clubs and not enough for their hammers yet. And they have a blade mail up on Clockwork. So even like the next 5 minutes, even with the Aegis, I think Navi can still pressure Fnatic a lot.
And they can take a fight as well. Having an Aegis on Luna is nice, but still no BKB. This Luna dies once, she's dying twice most likely. So I don't feel like it's a game-changing Aegis pickup by any means.
Yep, he's still working on that mech headdress, and Buckler picked up Buckler a recipe. So he's still a chainmail and a mech away. And Fnatic will be really strong in about 5 minutes time if Navi doesn't apply pressure. They'll have 2 BKBs up and a mech. So I think Navi, they know that. They know that they're really strong right now, and relative to Fnatic, even with the Aegis, this is the time to force the issue.
They almost have the Shadow Blade on Havos, which is quite a big pickup. It's really easy to find that initiation, but they'll push for it now, and in fact it's being delivered on the courier. Here comes and this is the power of the familiars and spirits. You can pressure multiple lanes simultaneously.
Oh, they might get Era here. We see Puppey already rotate to the left side, and Era's out alone. If he gets caught here with a TP from a team, that's the lost Aegis.
Yeah, but Puppey's no backup, and Era not going to go for the tower. Still the tower stand. This could be a tower deny, in fact. Puppey drawing the aggro off, but the catapult will bring it into deny range. Will he get the tower deny? I think he's going to. And that will give Navi an even bigger gold lead. Already up by 5k. I mean, it'll go down a bit here, but once they take their next corresponding tower. Does he get the deny? Yes, he does.
And also looks like Invoker's going for a Necro book. This is probably one of the first times I've seen Invoker go Necro. It's not
really
bad.
good with Zord Invoker, though.
It's okay against BKBs, though. I'm surprised that...
Puppey. Punished by Fnatic with a 3-hour rotation. So the Invoker Necro book, we're saying.
Yeah, it's not that great versus BKB, and they don't have any invis like a Potom or something like that, but it is very nice for pushing pressure. And
it kind of seems like that's the way they want to go. Shadowblade on Kunkka. I mean, it's a pretty common item for him, but occasionally we do see like a BKB rush from, say, Shao 8 if he wants to team fight more early on. But Shadowblade on Kunkka, Necro book, and having familiars, they already have... By the way, Kuroki already has Ag's Treads at 19 minutes. This is he's the 3rd most farmed hero in the game, so 5-0 and 5. Hats off to him. He's played a hell of a Visage so far.
Yeah, he has. Puppey was beating familiars yesterday, but Kuroki not doing anything of that.
He really was. Like, that was a lot of familiar gold he gave up.
Yeah.
And now having 3, just can AFK farm the jungle and scout. Well, not for Roche, but just scout where Fnatic are in general around the map.
Navi's in a really good position right now. Doesn't look like they're going to be trying to contest while Fnatic has a up. They need to take this T1 down, though, before the next Roshan respawns, which is at another 5 minutes. Oh, boy.
Here's Sunstrike and bottom lane. Caught out No-Tail. Havos nails him, and down he goes. Beautiful combination once again from Navi. Excellent. Sunstrike follow-up. Easy pickings.
They're going to need a gem soon. Fnatic likes to pick up an early gem, and
it's going to be hard to hold on to a gem.
It's going to be really hard. But Fnatic, they need a 5-man, and they need to get their BKBs and try and take Navi in team fights. If they try and just roam around by themselves and just farm up, they're going to get ganked by Bane, they're going to get ganked by Kunkka, they're going to get ganked by Invoker and Clock. It's just not going to happen for them. So they can't outfarm that route. They have to try and outfarm Navi by just taking the head-on and team and making Navi feel threatened if they want to apply pressure.
And Navi clearly does not feel threatened. Just Dendi and Havos chilling past the river by themselves. 3 heroes from Fnatic just hanging around trying to stop that. Top lane, they will go in here. Hani has picked up an Invis rune. If they get this kill, he'll be really close with BKB, and they'll go in now. Dragtail to start. Gale to follow, and the ward's not enough. He's just going to TP out. Reaction. Nicely done. 2nd time they failed on a gank against him.
Fnatic wasting a lot of time around the map right now. They're just like huddled. They're not stacking. They're not able to do that many Ancients. And yeah, they had the Roshan, but this game is slipping away from them. It's slipping away from them fast. Gold about 6,000 in favor of Navi, but they still have the Midas on Kunkka. They have the better push, and their heroes are way more farmed. We see the BKB.
Fly. 3 familiars have found him, but middle lane they're going to Kuroki. Maybe Kuroki's the one who's caught out here. Triple failure stun. Beautiful micro. I think he still goes down here, though. Has the stick charges. Low. Cogs there. Not enough. But it takes 5 to bring down the support Visage.
They're getting kills, but it's not enough. They're
such big investment just to kill a support.
Right.
And sure, you kill him, he's still going to go farm your jungle anyway with familiars. If he wants to. The Fnatic now rotate bottom. They've got 1 BKB up on...
They have a ward here. They have vision. They have full vision Fnatic.
Oh, Gale's going to fly. It's not going to connect, but on the backside, that one did connect. Fnatic drills Fly with a hook shot. And now Fnatic, once again, will just TP out. They can't do anything about this guy. Another great performance from Funnick, and he had a sensational one even in defeat yesterday to Sigma.
That was a really, really good ward, though. They anticipated that they were going to come that route. They were able to take the tower, although it got denied, and get a free kill out of that.
Yeah, this ward is really good if you want to apply pressure in the bottom lane. Like, it's not going to help you too much for Roche necessarily, but it shows you if they're wrapping around through the secret shop, if they're coming up the river, and really taking advantage. Now the Necro 3 out of look at Kuro. He's just backdooring the tier 1 mid. He'll force the TP reaction. Now the triple familiar stun comes out, but No Tail's not getting the familiars without some backup.
Yep. That ward is also really nice for ancient stacks too. We see Luna and DK both able to take ancient stacks if they ever get the chance, but they have not been able to.
And that's, you know, we talked about Ignight 2000 standing in for the you know, it just feels like a very different kind of Luna from Fnatic. Their lineup really built around the 5-man, going for the early BKB, no Helm of the Dominator, no early Yasha, and certainly no early Midas. And the Dragon Knight going for like your standard KB treads, but the result is they're not playing greedy, and Navi's just winning in terms of the farm war.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to take risk and be like, okay, well, they can't be everywhere at once. But
maybe one of us, but the other one can keep on farming and stacking.
Right, and that's what Navi has been doing, right? They like create base by dying, which you don't. I mean, that's aren't good, but sometimes they're okay.
Learning with Merlini, that's aren't good.
Well, people tend to view death as like they're so negative towards death, but dying as space creation is what Navi's been doing very successfully in the last 5 minutes.
Now, there's a difference between space creation and feeding. Nice tower deny mid era. Well done. In the face of Necroak as well as Double Forge Spirits.
Looking at the net worth charts, Luna is really far behind now. 2,500 behind the Kunkka.
And now we'll go for the Helm of the Dominator next, which means then he can try and start stacking Ancients, but it's just very slow.
Yeah, he hasn't used his BKB yet, so he could have gotten his Helm of Dominator and had his Helm of Dominator and BKB done right now too. So Fnatic is just not playing greedy enough.
And they're not getting the stack.
He's playing greedy though.
But that stack did not go in the end. Very unfortunate here.
Navi looks like they're going to be playing the starving game though. They do have this ward. It is not going to be dewarded. It looks like by Fnatic, and yeah, Navi, they're just split farming. We see Kuroki farming top. We see Dendi farming the Ancients, Funnick farming the jungle. They just have full vision of Fnatic, very, very comfortable and where they're going to go, and now they see the push coming too.
I really like this style of play a lot better from Navi. It seems to suit them, you know, and Fnatic, it feels like they've had their preferred strategy taken away from them. They didn't get the Wisp, they didn't get the Trixie Prophet, they were not allowed to go for the Arrow Lifestealer or Weaver. They actually banned the Lifestealer, but they were not allowed to go for the Arrow Weaver, and their ability to split push and just win in a farming war has really been stolen from them. This is the team that, I guess you could say, invented Rat Dota, or I guess Virtus Pro were the ones to invent the name, but Fnatic, the team that pissed them off so much they came up with it. But we're not really seeing it from them here.
And now the pushers are getting pushed by the Necrobooks in mid and the 4 Spirits. This tower is already dead.
And the positioning is quite good here from now. They can just run up the ramp, and Fnatic smoke gank may not amount too much, but they're going to plot a different course. They'll head to the left side, and they're going to come up the ramp. Will Dendi be waiting for them? No, he's not. They're going to reach high ground safely here. Fly leading the charge. He'll be sacrificial lamb, sure, unlikely to live after this initiation, but could be well worth it. They'll find, but a great deafening blast. What a reaction from Dendi. Then a force death away instantly. They'll retreat. Now the cogs from Funnick. They might catch Dendi anyway, though. He's in trouble now. He's in a lot of trouble. BKB comes out. They'll focus him down. The Eclipse was thrown out as well, just for Dendi, and he ghost walks. Sentry's there, though. They'll get him. Now Puppy, next in line, most likely. Around it, isolated, brought down, defensively sleeps himself. Backup arrives. It comes in the form of a boat with a boat. A hook in from Funnick as well. They found 2. Can they bring them down? Familiars for ride. Aircraft assistance is in the area. They've got some backup, but now the TPL comes. Trixie will live. Only a 2 for 1 so far. Decent for Fnatic. 3 for 1 now as the clockwork falls, and Havos desperately trying to pursue No Tail, who looks to be dead. 1 stun hits, 2 stuns hit. Nope, no stuns.
Do you see the range on that stun? That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was pretty big.
Well, when Denny died, at least he forced the BKBs out as well as Eclipse, and that was a sign to go from Navi.
That was a really good fight from Fnatic, and it still only ended in a 2 for 3. And they used the Eclipse, they used the double BKB. I mean, not bad for them, but ultimately, they didn't kill Havost or Kuroki, and they got a lot of...
Kuroki has 3,000 gold.
Assault Caress next. I mean, he's filthy rich.
Yeah, why not?
I really like that item with the Zeus strat especially. Like, you have all these summons, now you've got minus armor on buildings. You can just take ace instantly if you win a team fight.
Dendi smoked up. He has his BOT, can TP on familiars, and Bane closely in tow. They're going for the action stack, but doesn't look like anyone's there. They might catch
it was
though.
clear at some point here. Did the Luna take it down? X-Torrent's gonna fly. They found Fly, and just sniped by Kuroki. I mean, what more is there to say?
Visit familiars, Imba.
Oh no, he might die though. That would be a good trade for Fnatic, but he turns around, he says, "No, what you doing, brother?" Not enough though, but backup's coming. And this time it will be a fun team fight without an Eclipse. The wall drop, that's a great grip, but Era's not dead yet. Havos pursues him out, should be falling with one more cleave. Just hit the creeps, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Down he goes, and no, on 2 hero cogs. Familiars is for fun. And he's gonna live, force stepping up to the high ground, and they'll fight Hotel too. It'll be a full 5-man wipe here. Fnatic gonna fall. No, maybe not. 4 stats way to safety.
Attempted torrent, but
my goodness. Going to Navi, and somehow through it all, Kuroki lived.
He has 1800 HP. It's a Visage.
Yeah, that's a Visage. And 30 armor. Or gold, rather. Armor. Jesus, that would be a lot of armor.
That was a really nice grip from Puppy, though. He died in the process, but...
3-4 seconds he got off there.
Right. As soon as DK uses, he just immediately grips the Luna. That was a little bit of a slow backing from Darkseer. And yeah, Darkseer has just not had the biggest impact this game. 0, 4, and 7 on Trixie. Yeah, he has his Midas. Yeah, he has his mech. It's 28 minutes in, though.
And to be honest, Navi's heroes are not that bad. Like, Darkseer's not that good against them. There's nobody that has like a big R you want to take over. There's no anti-mage for this team, no Luna. The wall just feels like it's not going to do that much. And Kunkka's great at killing off illusions. They've got a lot of Forge Spirits, Familiars, the summons that are not affected by wall. So, yeah, Darkseer really, I mean, it seemed like an odd pick from Fnatic, and we're really seeing why.
It's not even good versus their carries, too. It's very good if you pick up Luna, because you can get Luna in the images, but Luna's on their team. If you get a Kunkka, it doesn't get the Tidebringer. So it's like, eh.
Yeah. I mean, it just, yeah, the Darkseer just, I mean, the one thing that Darkseer is great at as an offlaner is just out-farming the enemy offlaner and getting more gold experience, especially if he's stacking and officially farming the jungle. But Trixie had quite a few deaths before picking up the Midas, and he also was a bit slow to rotate to the jungle, so it feels like he just hasn't had enough impact.
They also don't have a combo for it either. Like, they don't have anything to follow up, even if he gets a nice vacuum wall. They don't have, like, a Torrent Boat or even, like, a Tornado or...
Eclipse is okay in theory, and maybe once Luna gets Manta style, it's okay, but even then, it's lackluster. There's no Magnus here, there's no Tyler, there's no huge combo partner.
Yep, Luna's got his next item. He has his Yasha, but still, number 4 in terms of net worth. Kuroki is 600 gold ahead of Luna.
He almost has AC. Perfect item to get on a Visage, like I was mentioning earlier. This is just going to allow them to break the pace. Fnatic are going to be forced into a fight. Now, the good news for Fnatic is this time they do have Eclipse.
Well, it's
not in the last team.
It's not only that it helps them push; they can also just kill heroes straight up in BKB.
That's true.
Which is really scary.
Oh, shots found no tail. He won't go scouting, but he will force that out. Nicely done. Funnick, no, the fight breaks out for real. They focus Puppy. They don't want the Fiend script to come out here, but he gets mech. He defensively sleeps himself. He's still alive. He's being wasted, but now he gets off the Eclipse, doing decent, very good damage actually. Now the flash coming through for the Glaives, he gets pushed back. Can he bring anyone down? Kuroki's alive, Funnick's alive, nobody's died. Now we're a triple familiar stun. Kuroki jams it in and lives to tell the tale. Unbelievable. Double kill. Friggin' believable.
What a Visage player.
And he lives. That is just outrageous Visage play. My goodness. Microing his hero, microing the familiars, bringing down the Luna. And even Puppy, great defensive sleep. Really wasted some precious seconds of Fnatic's time.
Yep, I mean, Fnatic pretty much did everything that they could in that fight, too. They were just a little bit too far behind in terms of goal. By a little, I mean, 14,000.
Poor Fnatic getting run over game 1. This is going to be Raxdom and probably the game. Feel like the beginning of the end at this point. There's just really no item progression at all. 31 minutes in for a Luna to have these items, very lackluster. And the Dragon even more so. I mean, not even close to a Shadow Blade or a big damage item at this point.
Yeah, meanwhile, Kunkka very close to Daedalus. Already has his Chrysalis, 2,300 gold in the bank.
And I have the AC now on the Visage, by the way. That was without the Assault Cards, and that is, for the amount of physical damage Navi have, you really can't underestimate how powerful
Trixie?
it is. Now Trixie, next Torrent's there, and he gets pulled right back into a cleave. Cold snap and the grip, or sorry, the brain sap as well. Brings him down with ease. They get the racks and they'll take a Trixie as well.
I'm thinking Havos
GG!
Kunkka was really good this game too.
It was.
It was like extremely good. He went a greedy build, but he still came to team fights. He did miss any X torrents that I saw.
I really like giving him a hero like that. A lifestealer, Kunkka, sure it's a less traditional Havos hero, but a hero that can fight a lot early. A hero that doesn't need huge items to contribute. Just come to the fight, X torrent, throw in the boat. He did a lot of work.
Yeah, that was.
I think for Na'Vi, big thing is a much better draft in the last series.
It was a good draft. They had a team fight. They had a good AOE.